Hi, third graders. Today we are going to be looking at author's point of view or author's perspective. They mean the exact same thing, and we've done this before just with different books, but we're still going to be focusing on Fly Away Home. So I do have that attached to the template if you need to rewatch that, okay? So author's point of view or author's perspective means what is the author's attitude or opinion? What message is the author trying to send or trying to get across to you? And what kind of words does the author use to portray his or her feelings? Then there's your point of view or your personal perspective. Do you agree with the author's point of view? Because sometimes it's okay to agree and or disagree. Is there something the author said that you didn't quite agree with, and what was it? So you have to be able to explain if you disagree. And describe your point of view, even if it's the same, then you need to explain why. There are some strong words in the text, so you need to notice the words the author uses, and we're actually going to be doing that together today. We're going to be looking at the kinds of verbs, adjectives, and adverbs the author uses, so the words that describe things. And do those words help you to determine the point of view? Usually they are very helpful. All right, we're going to do some practice together, and then I'll tell you what your assignment is going to be. So you can read along as I read this to you. The lights dimmed and audience hushed as the previews began to dance across the screen. Popcorn smells wafted from the concession stand, and excitement to see the film was growing in the audience. How does the author feel about the movies, and how can you tell? I can tell that the author loves to go to the movies. The lights are dimming, the audience is becoming quiet, the author is smelling the popcorn, and the word excitement makes me know that the author loves to go to the movies. So just by them describing the movies and describing it as though the person is happy and excited, I can tell that they like to go there. All right, go ahead and read along with me for this next one. Fluffy flakes drift down from the sky, forming a cool, soft blanket of white across the fields. Roofs of homes and vehicles parked outside. Sounds are muffled by Mother Nature as she insulates the world with her downy feathers of snow. How does the author feel about the snow, and how can you tell? I feel as though after reading this, the author thinks that the snow is very peaceful because the way that the author describes it, they're fluffy flakes. They're drifting down. Drifting doesn't mean that they're coming down hard. Kind of means that they're coming down soft. And then the author goes on to say it's a cool, soft blanket of white. And then the sounds outside are muffled, meaning that you can't hear everything as well as you normally would because the snow is forming like a cushion almost, and it's insulating it. So I can tell that the author enjoys the snow, and it's very calming for the author. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Go ahead and follow along with me. Blaring horns and smells of trash are all Adele can concentrate on as she exits the taxi cab into the bustling city. She is bumped and jostled by passers-by, and no one even says, "Excuse me." She can already tell that she will never be at home in this strange place. How does the author feel about the city, and how can you tell? Well, based on this paragraph, I can tell that she does not like it. The horns are going, you can smell the trash. She's exiting a taxi cab and everybody is bumping into her. No one is apologizing, which is very rude. And she just doesn't really feel like it's the greatest place for her. Some people love the city and some people don't, and this author is not one of them. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Go ahead and read it with me. Absolutely not. It was clear to Susie that her mom was against allowing her to have a pet snake, even though snakes made great pets, and Susie's teacher was giving her pet snake Pinky away for free. Susie could hear her mother's words ringing in her head. Snakes are disgusting and dangerous. What if it got loose? Not in my house. How does the author feel about snakes, and how do you know? Well, I can tell that Susie would love it, but her mother, on the other hand, would not like it. Her mom does not like them because she thinks that it could get out, and she thinks that they are disgusting. Now, Susie, on the other hand, loves it, not only because it's free, but her teacher has had it in the classroom, and so she has been able to see it day to day, and she obviously is interested in snakes. It sounds to me, though, that Susie is going to have to let go of the snake and have the teacher give it to somebody else, because her mother there's no way she's going to have it in her house. Okay, author's perspective or point of view. So the opinion the author has about what he or she is writing, what the author thinks or feels about the subject. Okay, now, as we were reading those, some of you might have disagreed, and some of you might have agreed based on the author's point of view, but you had to be able to vocalize or explain why you would agree with the author or why you would disagree with the author. I'm thinking back to the one that we just read about snakes. There is absolutely no way I would have a pet snake. So I agree with Susie's mom. But some of you may think that that's the coolest thing in the world to have a pet snake. Okay, this will be your assignment today. So your task, you will be doing this on a piece of paper. So you'll need to get that and a pencil. You're going to write a complete sentence or two from the perspective of the following characters on having to live in an airport. So think back to the book, Fly Away Home. Okay, again, you're writing it on a piece of paper and you're going to need a pencil. And I need this to be submitted to me through Class Dojo, through the portfolio. I will update the code in case you need that. If for some reason you need the link because the code is not working, have your parents message me and I can get that to you. All right, so you need to write 1 to 2 sentences about the perspective of the dad in Fly Away Home, and then 1 to 2 sentences from the perspective of Andrew, the little boy, which is the narrator. And then also you need to do the perspective of a bystander. That means someone who sees Dad or Andrew living in the airport. Now there are many people that you could actually choose. So I need you can write the word bystander, but I need you to also put that person's name so I know who you're talking about. Remember that a complete sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with punctuation. If you're not sure how to spell something, go back to the book that I read to you and all the words are there for you. So you can spell everything that you need to. You can also use Google to help you spell if you need to. You also have your parents. If they're not busy, only if they're not busy, that can also help you spell if you need to. Okay, so once again, you are completing 1 to 2 sentences from the perspective of the following characters on having to live in an airport. So what is Dad's perspective on having to live in an airport? You're writing that in 1 to 2 sentences. What is Andrew's perspective on having to live in an airport? You're writing that in 1 to 2 sentences. And then you need to pick the bystander and tell me who you're picking. And you're writing 1 to 2 sentences on that person's perspective of having to live in an airport. Capital letters, punctuation, and do your best with spelling. You're writing this on a piece of paper with a pencil, and you're submitting it through Dojo. Now that I've repeated myself multiple times, you should be good to go. All right, enjoy. Miss you.